This is just bad. So something happened in Enere Junction in Warri, Delta State, where they say a businessman by the name of Oga Sonny was in his sleep when he woke up to somebody using a machete on him. This man was minding his business, sleeping peacefully, when somebody began using a machete to butcher him to pieces. He tried his best to fight back, and all he could do was scream for help. Before help came, the attacker had run away with his money, the sum of 500,000 naira that was in his house. And it so turned out that the person who attacked him was his son, a 20-something-year-old boy called Ifeanyi, aka Shy Boss. According to what was said, Mr. Sonny, a businessman who sold clothes around Oilfield Road in Delta State, they said Mr. Sonny has been doing this clothes business for nearly 20 years, and that is what he uses to take care of his family. He is married with children, but somehow had another child outside of his marriage, which happened to be the said Ifeanyi. It is possible that Ifeanyi did not used to live with him and his wife initially, but after he had an issue with his wife and the wife had to live with the children, he then brought Ifeanyi to live with him. Unknown to him, Ifeanyi is a cultist. And so Ifeanyi living with his father, monitoring his movement, knowing his business, knowing how much is coming in and how much is going out, eventually put an eye on a total sum of money that the father had gotten from selling a land. And so he targeted his father for the day that he was going to need that money. Although Ifeanyi is claiming that it was his cultists, his fellow Vikings cultists, court members that told him to kill his father, bring the money, or they will do it themselves. And that was how Ifeanyi waited till the 21st of August for when his father was sleeping before wielding a machete to attack him, cutting his father mercilessly before taking the total sum of money and fleeing from the house. Oga Sonny was really crying for help, and when help came, he was rushed to the hospital, not before he told people that it was his son, Ifeanyi, that had done this to him. And that was how they started looking for Ifeanyi. And you all will not believe where they found Ifeanyi. You all will not believe where they found this young man while his father was fighting for his life in the hospital because one of his hands had been cut off completely. One of his hands was chopped off. Like the man's hand was gone, to the point that they had to deposit the hand into a mortuary first. His son, Ifeanyi, was at a hotel celebrating his birthday party with prostitutes and his cultist friends. In his mind, he most likely thought his father would not survive it. He most likely thought his father was dead. He thought he had killed his father. Little did he know that they were actively searching for him, and that was where they found him, at the hotel, with prostitutes twerking around him spraying money, him having the time of his life. And that was how they dragged him out, held him hostage, and confronted him with what he had done to his father. A lot of the girls he was caught with took to their heels and ran away. Those were not his girlfriends. Again, they were prostitutes that he had partied with. Eventually, the youth who held him down tied him up to prevent him from running. And when he was being asked why he did what he did, that was when he told them that it was his cultist people that told him to kill his father and collect his money. Either he did it or they would do it for him. And I guess since he also wanted the money for himself, he thought, why not? He better do it. And it could also be that Ifeanyi most likely did not grow up with his dad, given that he's a child from another woman. So he was always with his mother until when eventually his father's marriage crumbled, that his father decided to bring him back to stay with him. In the video circulating, you could hear in the background someone asking him what he did with the 400,000 naira that he stole. And we don't know if that is the total amount of money that he collected, but that is what he's been asked what he did with. And that is what people are suspecting. He lavished on the birthday party with the strippers and his friends and basically his cult members. And at the time of making this video, his father, Oga Sonny, is said to still be in the hospital in critical condition. Although some sources are reporting that he has passed, but it's not confirmed. Most sources are saying that his condition is most likely something he may not come out of. It's something that the damage was so bad that he may most likely not survive it. But we are keeping our fingers crossed. And a lot of people are wondering why his son would actually do this to his father. And it's hard to tell. The demons that people give birth to, I don't know how we can explain that. I'm most likely going to see that maybe because he did not grow up with his father as much, and that is why. And I don't even believe it's cultist. I just feel like he wanted to just do it because he doesn't like his father. He doesn't love his father. He cared too much for himself, and I think that is the main point of why he did what he did. But most times they always hide under the cover of courtesan. It could be anyway. I wouldn't know. I have no experience with courtesan, so who knows? At the time he was caught, he didn't point any courtiers that were there. So it's almost as though he did this all by himself. He doesn't need help. He doesn't need courtiers to tell him what to do. He most likely came up with this idea all by himself. But you guys let me know what you think.